between your Fargo Invaders and the St. Paul Pioneers.
Everywhere in town there's road construction. It's awful.
We didn't run into too much at all.
Well, that's good.
Welcome our guests tonight from St. Paul, Minnesota.
What are you doing?
And we wish all players good luck in tonight's
Yeah, I'm
game.
getting it going. Just everybody be
Fargo
fine.
Invaders would like to take this opportunity to encourage you to help everyone enjoy this event with character by displaying respect.
This is all should be muted. I'm not really sure why we're getting all this.
You can help us create
I wonder if it's coming through this thing.
Yeah.
And the thing. Please give these athletes your positive encouragement and support. We'd like to take this time to introduce our great and wonderful Fargo Invaders cheerleaders. We'll start with Madison, Savannah, Aaron, Alina, Lori,
What are you doing up here?
Savannah,
Schmoozing with the help.
Katie, Vicky,
Yeah, you're letting this guy go on there.
Hannah,
Don't
Megan,
break the camera.
Megan,
And that's
and
why
Amanda.
never
Let's
played
hear it for our
radio.
Fargo Invaders cheerleaders.
Can you turn that audio off on that? Oh.
Now the announcers start our lineups for tonight's game. First, our visitors from St. Paul. St. Paul Pioneers, who are 3-1 overall with
I
a
wonder if
record
it's
of 2-0
coming
in league play.
Probably is.
The head coach of the St. Paul Pioneers is Mark.
I don't know why it would be because I have it turned
Starting
on
defense
here.
tonight at defensive back. Brock
Well,
Eaton,
I don't know. Can you turn that
Trayvon
off?
May.
I've never really fiddled.
Zach March, Daniel Claiborne, Greg Wiley, Isaiah Newsom, Jeff McCaster, and Devon Andrews.
Where's my girl at?
Which one?
She's not helping out this year?
No,
She's
she's not. I can't say she got on to bigger and better things. I'm not sure what she's doing lately. Finish up school. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Sid Cichy Stadium for tonight's Northern Elite Football League matchup between the St. Paul Pioneers and the Fargo Invaders. Franco, we are home once again this week,
We are.
and it's a hot one today.
I didn't notice.
I'm a bit sweaty. 87 degrees currently, a nice breeze.
Finally, we had some nice weather here.
It's hot.
I love it.
But we are getting set for tonight's matchup between two teams that matched up 3 times last year, twice in the regular season and once in the playoffs. Each time the home team won the game. St. Paul won both games convincingly down in St. Paul, while the Fargo Invaders won a very tightly contested 14-0 game here in Fargo. And joining us right now in the booth, if he wants to come over here and get situated, so when I don't knock over everything.
Do you have that webcam handy real quick?
Yes. It might mess with the audio, though.
I think I may have gotten it figured out.
Oh, really?
We'll try it.
You're so fancy. Yep. You can take that out of there. So joining us up here in the booth, if he has enough room with this headset, is none other than George Juice Hall, and you are the team president of the St. Paul Pioneers?
I am the VP and the GM.
VP and GM. So this year, you guys started off the season against a couple of teams from a different league. You played Des Moines and Kansas City.
That is correct.
Are they both in the same league?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are. I think the MSFL, I believe.
Okay, great. So once again, we've got George up here. He is one of the head honchos of the St. Paul Pioneers, who have been around now for, what, 10 years plus?
The Pioneers or
Yeah,
myself?
Pioneers.
Pioneers since 2002, so this is our 16th or 17th season.
Now, you've seen a lot of teams come and go in the semi-pro game. What has been the key to St. Paul being able to stay long-term as a semi-pro team and consistently not just be a team, but to be a very successful team?
It starts at the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's the leadership. You know, the leadership, they keep the ball rolling, you know, lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
Maintain the field relationships,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the sponsorships. You know, that's the key. Without the proper funds, you can't run.
Right.
You know, and that's the key. We started out with strong leadership in 2002 with Adam Gold, the founder of the Pioneers, and we've been able to pass the torch to have strong leadership, and that's the key.
Mm-hmm. Now, since you guys have been in this league for quite some time, last year obviously the Fargo Invaders joined the league. This year we've got the Sioux City Stampede joining the league. We have a brand new team, the Minnesota Vipers joining the league. We've got the Granite City Renegades, who have been around for some time now. What do you see that these new franchises that are joining the NEFL? What do you see them bringing to this league as a whole?
I see them bringing a new competition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and with new teams, you have new fans.
Yep.
You know, so it broadens the base as far as the scope of the NEFL brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I see nothing but positively. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of new teams are struggling.
Yep.
But all teams struggle when they first start out.
Right.
You know, so I like the way the direction the league is going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it brings again new relationships. Guys get to go to cities and towns that they haven't been before,
Mm-hmm.
and fans from those cities and towns, respectively, get to see these other teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's great. It's spreading the word about the league.
Right,
you know.
exactly. Now, if you had to tell somebody who has never watched the NEFL, and obviously Franco and myself say very often this is one of the premier adult football leagues in the country, how would you describe this brand of football to someone who either watches college football up here in Fargo with the North Dakota State University Bison, down in the cities, obviously there's the Minnesota Vikings? How would you describe this level of football to the fan who hasn't seen us play before?
It's honest football.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by honest football, you're looking at guys who's playing because they love it. Normally the next day they go to work.
Yep.
You know, they have a family here. No prima donnas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no one is jumping into a Jag
Right.
to go home.
Absolutely.
You know, some guys are leaving practice or leaving games and jumping on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's honest. You know,
Absolutely.
they're out here because they want to be.
Mhm.
You know, not for no contract, not for no notoriety. It's because they like playing.
Absolutely.
So it's honest football.
Mhm.
You know, so you'll see guys giving 100% of themselves
Mhm.
because this is what they love.
Absolutely. If there's one thing that you could tell our Fargo Invader fans about the St. Paul Pioneers? What would you want them to know about the St. Paul Pioneers as an organization?
I think we're one of the organizations that do things right. On the field, you know, we're clean. Off the field, you know, we're clean as far as the organization. We've been around since 2002, and nowadays with teams, you're here today and gone today.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So, I mean, a lot of teams don't last the league. You know, grand opening, grand closing.
Absolutely.
So to be around this long, you know, we do have a legacy. We've won championships in 3 different leagues. You know, we have a few national championships under our belt. So we have that pedigree, and I'm glad to say that we have 100% of our operations are in St. Paul.
Yeah.
We play in St. Paul. We practice in St. Paul. You know, we do a lot of fundraisers for the city of St. Paul. So we're a staple in St. Paul, just like the Invader is in Fargo.
Absolutely. Well, George, I don't want to cut anything short, but I do know that we're getting just about set for the national anthem and getting ready for this game. So I want to thank you for coming up to Fargo today, obviously, because, I mean, the team could have come up without you. I mean, that's possible. But thanks for coming up. Thanks for stopping up here in the booth before we get this game started. And obviously, best of luck to you and the Pioneers today.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me. It's always a pleasure to meet with you guys and talk with you guys, and it's great to be in Carson Wentz land.
Exactly. Awesome. Thanks, George. You would say that. All right, folks, we are just moments away from the national anthem as the teams get kind of lined up here on the sidelines to take part in anthem. Get ready for this game to get started, and then Franco, I just want to ask
for the national anthem.
Top-notch here on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we seem to be doing just fine.
Excellent. Right.
I'm going to introduce thanks, George. A new camera, maybe.
Oh,
let's see what happens.
Get my good side. Get the Pioneers roster that Matt borrowed from, or that Travis borrowed from me. All right, folks, we're getting ready for kickoff. The coin toss was won by the Fargo Invaders, so they will defer, and we'll kick this ball off to start this game. And they will be defending the south goal, kicking off to the north to the St. Paul Pioneers. Got a nice breeze today. Still right now at kickoff at 87 degrees. So we are ready to get things started. Another good day for football, folks. Game 205 this June. Next weekend, Franco and I will hit the road with the team down to La Crosse, Wisconsin, when the Invaders will take on the River City Rough Riders. Followed that up by a trip down to St. Cloud, Minnesota for a game against the Granite City Renegades before finally returning home to end the month on June 30th against the Hudson Thunderhawks. Lazan Tahir trying to get the ball set up and ready to go. That breeze knocked it off the tee. So it looks like we've got Dominic Peace, and I believe Stacy Kalkorf back to return this kick for the St. Paul Pioneers. Tahir gets his foot into this one, drives it deep, back into the end zone. It'll go out of the end zone for a touchback. So no return on that play to start the game. And the St. Paul Pioneers will start 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line to get this game going. If you were to tell someone about this game, Franco, what are you most looking forward to at the beginning of today's game?
Well, I think that this is going to be a defensive battle. I think that's what the Pioneers are hoping for. I think that if I were a Pioneer coach trying to scout the Invaders, I would say, let's stop because the Invaders haven't really had a run game this year. So let's see if we can stop their air attack. If we stop the air attack, they don't really have a ground attack. Let's just try to score a few more points than the Invaders.
That's usually the goal of every game.
Right.
So 1st and 10, Cleveland McCoy getting the start today for the St. Paul Pioneers. Lined up in a 4 wide receiver set. 1 running back next to him. I believe that is Isaiah Sims, one of the league's leading rushers, and they'll go right to the ground game to start this game. Sims falls forward for a couple. The Invaders on defense today starting more of a 4-2-5 look today, with Tareen Smith, Anthony Antonio, Cornelius Wallow, and DeAndre Liggins along that line. Linebackers are Jameis Neal and Jeremy Gordon. Secondary is Gatling, Eggert, Holmes, Ware, and Stephen Othello. Run this time by the quarterback, breaks off up the middle. Design quarterback run, gets enough for a 1st down. So that's one thing that the Invaders do have to worry about with Cleveland McCoy at quarterback. He is a very mobile and a very good running quarterback, Franco.
That's true, he is.
And
he took advantage of his legs there, didn't he?
Absolutely. Has the link been shared on the Fargo Invaders team page?
I believe so. I'm trying to catch up with all that myself.
Absolutely, me too. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. Another handoff up the middle to Sims. Nowhere to go that time. Anthony Antonio brings him down. Looks like no gain on that play. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd down.
I don't see the link. Darn it. So 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers on this opening drive of this game. St. Paul 3-0 in the league so far this season. Invaders 2-1. Passes it out to the left, taken down. I believe that's Holmes on the tackle.
Pass complete to number 82, Elliott.
Cyrus Elliott out of Augsburg College catches that pass for a 2-yard gain. So brings up 3rd and 8 for the Pioneers. Early chance for the Invaders to get a stop here and get the ball back. Or get the ball for the first time, excuse me. And get that offense out on the field. St. Paul going with trips to the right, along with Sims in the backfield with McCoy. False start on the offense there. Looked like that was DeJounte Sky possibly starting off too soon. That'll back him up 5. It'll make it 3rd and 13. So for those of you who are watching, go ahead and like and share this feed on YouTube to your friends on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always drop us a note on the chat room there.
There's our social media.
Bravo. Good job, Franco. You're on the ball today. Much better than last week.
I know. It was like I wasn't even here.
I know, right? Man shifting in motion to the other side. Cleveland McCoy looking to run the ball again. Breaks a tackle, taken down. Not enough for the 1st down. Gets out to about the 43-yard line. Bring up 4th down for the St. Paul Pioneers. Looks like they're sending their punt team out on the field.
So if you're not already liked us on Facebook, there we are, Fargo Invaders.
Absolutely.
4th down and 4 at the 43.
send me that link. I can share it on Facebook too for the game.
Gatlin back deep for the punt.
So it looks like we've got Brandon Hafferman in the punt. St. Paul trying to get enough people on the field to cover this punt. Snap. There's the kick, end over end. Hits down and rolls out of bounds at the 29-yard line. So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Fargo Invaders for the first time tonight at their own 29-yard line. Fargo's did not actually get a 3-and-out, but a short series for the St. Paul Pioneers. Obviously, it looks like they're going to make sure that they have plenty of opportunities for Cleveland McCoy to get out there and try and run that ball. So the Fargo Invaders offense gets set to go out there today for the first time. Reestead, McQuaid, Adams, Wolf, and Hernandez start on the offensive line. Along with Javante Johnson in the backfield is Brandon Jones. Nick Jackson at tight end. Kevin Irby at one of the wide receivers, along with John Bowney. And Micah Arnold returns to the starting lineup tonight. Johnson looking to pass on first down. Throws it over the middle, gets it complete to Micah Arnold. Modest gain there, gains about 3 on that play. Took the safe play to Micah Arnold, gains 3.
It's good to see him back on the field and making some catches.
Absolutely. Micah, one of our veteran leaders on this team, playing in yet another season here in the NEFL and with the Fargo Invaders. So trips right this time for Johnson, 2nd and 7. Handoff up the middle to Brandon Jones, trying to get that running game going, nowhere to go. Late hit kind of there. Penalty flag comes in. Looks like Jeff McCaster kind of pushed the whole pile a little bit late. Penalty flag came in after that, so we'll see what the penalty is. Looks like they're pointing towards the Pioneers. We'll see what the ref calls for a penalty there. Dead ball foul, personal foul on the Pioneers. That'll give them some extra yards and automatic first down. One thing you cannot have in a matchup like this between Fargo and St. Paul is mental mistakes and unnecessary penalties. Fargo was able to overcome those kind of mistakes against the Warriors.
Can I use my flag?
Yes, you can. Quickly. For those of you who can hear that at home, unfortunately, Franco and I can't hear it because the audio is separate. But Hayden Zenner in the backfield this time. Takes a handoff, tries to get to the outside and turn the corner. Running to the outside, puts his head down, pushes forward. Gets out to about the 50-yard line. It's taken out of bounds by Steve Robinson. Former Maverick out of MSU Mankato. Zenner gains about, looks like they marked him out at the 49. Looked like he got to the 50 by my Homer eyes. So gain of 2, 2nd and 8 now for the Invaders. As we are just over 5 minutes into the game.
I'm noticing that the clock is not working correctly.
On our broadcast?
On our broadcast.
Oh, I wonder why.
I don't know why.
Is it showing?
Yeah, maybe I'll just restart. It's not. It's just 9:74.
Javante Johnson rolling to his left, trying to outrun the defense. Gets out of bounds, gains a couple. I unfortunately was talking to Franco. Oh, and we have a new read for Moorhead Massage and Wellness today. That's nice. Who wrote that?
Not me.
Oh, look at that. Fargo Invaders was mentioned by Rule and Matthew Franco. Finally, it shows up. So 3rd and about 6 now for the Invaders. Just inside St. Paul Pioneers territory. Looking to pass. Johnson over the middle. Caught by Mike Arnold for the first down. Gets out to about the 41-yard line. Johnson had to get that one off quick. He had some pressure coming on the edge. So that is shared. So, like I said, if you're on Facebook, you can share that to there. You can share this to Twitter. So we can let the people watch, especially some of those St. Paul Pioneer fans down in the Twin Cities. So 1st and 10 once again for the Fargo Invaders. Johnson in the backfield with Hayden Zenner. Trips left. Handoff up the middle to Zenner. Trying to get a power running game going today. Zenner back probably close to 100% as he's been since the beginning of the season. Suffered an ankle injury in that first game. Now C.T. Davis checks into the game for Zenner. How are we coming there, Franco?
I'm not really sure.
Looks like the players are looking at it on the bench. Steve and Gordon are looking at it.
So once again, same formation. C.T. Davis in there.
Flag on the play.
Penalty flag. False start on the offense. That'll back them up 5, make it 2nd and 14. As I try and tweet this out.
All right, I think we're going to go with no clock today.
Really?
Because I don't understand what's going on here.
May I ask what it's doing? Is it starting, stopping?
Look, when you hit go here.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, now it's going
See, when I come into the office, it hurts when I do this.
30. That's what it's doing.
What's it? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's been weird.
Hand off to C.T. Davis out of the backfield, trying to get back those 5 yards they lost. He gains about 2. So that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Invaders. Setting up a long 3rd down for the Invaders, which they had a lot of last week. So the Invaders moving the ball somewhat, but now forced with a 3rd and long. Johnson takes the snap. Pressure on the outside. Rolls to his left. Away from the pressure. Throws it out. Trying to get Irby. Overthrows him. Irby was battling with a number 40. That is Dominic Peace back there. So that brings up 4th down for the Invaders, and the Invaders will send out the punt unit, trying to pin the St. Paul Pioneers deep in their own end.
You know, I like that we were able to move the ball on the ground there a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a little bit of a different look, too, with having Hayden Zenner out there.
That's true.
We haven't had a chance to see him much this season. So he brings an interesting dynamic to that running game, more of a power, straight-ahead running game as opposed to a guy like C.T. Davis who can just, plant that foot in the ground and change direction in an instant. Lazan Tahir set to punt. There's the snap and the kick. Trying to go for the corner. Unfortunately, not a lot of distance on this one, but it does hit and take a good roll inside. Bounces back to the middle of the field inside the 10. Still rolling. It looks like it's going to be down to about the 6. So what looked like was angling towards out of bounds at about the 20. Hits and rolls, takes a good Invader bounce. And that pins the St. Paul Pioneers back deep to start their 2nd possession of the game. So with 6, I got the goalpost in the way for me today, Franco. 6:25, am I correct?
6:25.
6:25 remaining in the first quarter. Your score is 0-0 live from Fargo. Do we have a read we need to do right away, buddy?
Yeah, let's do one of our older ones here.
Which one is that?
I don't know. What do you want to do? You start, I'll go.
The new one that you just sent me?
We can do that.
Moorhead Massage and Wellness Center. Healing, community, space. Here to help you find health, happiness in your body, mind, and spirit. Providing massage, specialized treatments, infrared sauna, yoga dance, and more to bring wellness to your body and life. Handoff once again up the middle to Sims. Nowhere to go that time. Stopped right away, maybe gained a yard or 2. Out to the 9. Looks like, where did they spot that ball? At the 8?
I didn't see it. It looked like the 8.
Well, you need to do a better job of telling me where it's spotted.
You know,
I can't do all of this by myself. I mean, I had to do it all by myself last week. Just so you know.
I know. I haven't stopped hearing about it the entire week.
So gain of about a yard on that play. 2nd and 9 for the Pioneers inside their own 10. Handoff once again to Sims. Breaks the tackle. Still going. Ball's loose on the ground. Looks like it's recovered by the Pioneers. So looks like they escaped a big-time hit and turnover there. The hit on Sims jarred the ball loose. Looks like one of the offensive linemen, possibly number 44, got on that one. So that brings up 3rd and about 5 now, 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4 for the Pioneers as our PA announcer gets a little overzealous and says it's 3rd down for the Invaders, but Invaders trying to force another punt, trying to get the ball back with good field position. McCoy with 2 backs in the backfield, hands it off to Darius Mock, running hard, taken down by Landon Moline. And it's enough for a St. Paul Pioneers first down. Although it looks like there's a penalty flag. Hit your button, buddy. Tweet.
We got it.
That'd be much funnier if we could hear it, though.
I know.
Just saying.
We got to get that monitored.
So false start on the offense, which is good news for the Invaders because, oh, that's Herschel Brazel. I'm sorry. Herschel Brazel had run the ball for a first down. So that'll back him up. So it should be about 3rd and 10, if I'm not mistaken. So 3rd and 10 for the Pioneers inside their own 10-yard line. Now forced into a possible passing situation here. So Cleveland and McCoy back in the backfield along with Brazel. 4 wide receiver set this time. Snap, looks to throw this pass out quick. It's tipped in the air. Batted down by Tareen Smith. Good job getting the hand up to knock that pass down. Brings up 4th and 10 for the Pioneers. Going to have to punt this one probably out of their own end zone.
I'm really loving him as defensive end this year, man.
Absolutely.
He's really taken to that spot.
Absolutely. He's really looked comfortable out there as a defensive end.
What's up, man?
So once again, hey buddy, once again ready to punt this ball away. And they're still unclear who's supposed to be on the punt coverage team for the Pioneers. So punt almost blocked off the side of his foot rolling, and it's going to die. It's going to roll backwards. It's going to be downed at the 32-yard line of the Pioneers. So the Fargo Invaders with excellent field position to start this drive. So 1st and 10 from the Invaders for the Invaders already in Pioneers territory. So now it's time for them to get something going here on offense. 3:56 to go in the first quarter. As we hear our drum line going. I forget, do you know what the name of the drum line is again? It's the
It's the war cry.
War cry? You can hear them going, getting the crowd fired up. Good crowd here today. Still some people showing up. As it cools down, now down to 86. Fake handoff around the corner to Constant Jackson, trying to turn the corner, get up the field. Hit at the 30, taken down, probably at the 29-yard line. We'll see where they mark him out. And they do mark him at the 29-yard line. So gain of 3 on that play. So 2nd and 7 for the Invaders. Trying to capitalize on excellent field position early in this game. Brandon Jones in the backfield now with Javante Johnson, 4 wide receivers set. Johnson steps up, going to take off running this one, finds Nick Jackson open, over the middle, not taken down, still going. Down at almost the 10-yard line. First down. Javante Johnson making something happen there when the pressure came. Took off running, found Nick Jackson wide open. Nick, as we call him, Franco. Mr. Jackson, if you're nasty.
I'm sure he loves that.
He does. He said so. So the Fargo Invaders threatening here. 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line. Brandon Jones up the middle, spins off one tackler. Tries to juke another man. Unfortunately, nowhere to go there. So a couple of good moves by Brandon. But unfortunately, didn't get anywhere. So 2nd and 10. Looks like the ball spotted at the 12-yard line. So the Invaders can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. on this possession.
Looked like he had a hole for a second there.
It did, and then the hole closed quickly, and then he had to put a spin move on, and that kind of took him a step or two backwards. Tight formation this time for the Invaders. Fakes the handoff to Zenner. He's got Nick Jackson open. Johnson has to run the ball, gets a block, runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Fargo, you betcha. Johnson had Nick Jackson open, but the pressure forced him to tuck that ball and run, and he ran down the sidelines for 12 yards and a Fargo Invaders touchdown. So with 1:32 to go in the first quarter, the Fargo Invaders are on the board first.
Wow, what a play. He had Nick wide open, but he just couldn't. He had that defender coming on him.
Yep.
Wow, what a play.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what I was talking about in the beginning of the season with him, is that he's got those legs and he can use them. Maybe he could have tried to force that pass to Nick.
Yep.
But he didn't need to.
Well, to me, it didn't look like he could get himself set to really throw that one. So instead of doing that, he just simply ran and then saw that there was some room to run, picked up a block, I believe that was from John Bonney, and got into the end zone. To here for the extra point, snap, set, and the kick is up, and it's good. So with 1:32 to go in the first quarter, Fargo leads 7-0 over the St. Paul Pioneers in the NEFL Game of the Week, at least in our opinion. Big-time matchup between these two powerhouse teams. The number 2 and 3 ranked teams in the league, according to the coaches poll, or team poll, I guess you'd call it, right?
It was a poll. People voted.
You said a poll. Would you like to do another advertisement?
I do. Even though he's not here, he sent me a new logo. Let's do
tailgatemaster.com. Oh, I got to get my email up, though.
There's his new logo, guys. I like it.
Let's see. Hey, Invaders fans, the fun doesn't have to end when the game is over. Take the tailgate home with you. Grab your phone right now and, oh, wait. You're using your phone already? Good. Tell Siri to bookmark tailgatemaster.com. Visit the brand new tailgating lots and share your thoughts about the game or get inspired to try something new in the smoker or on your grill. Hundreds of free recipes and many, many things wrapped in bacon, which I did just last week. I wrapped some pork chops in bacon, Branko. So tailgatemaster.com. Fans, food, fun. So once again, Tahir set to kick this one off. This time it'll be a bit shorter. Caught and bobbled. Picks it up at the 10, down to the 15. Still going. Gets wrapped up and taken out at the 24-yard line. Once again, that was Dominic Peace on the return. That ball, he allowed it to get into his chest, and rather than catching with his hands, had to pick it up off the ground and make something happen. Decent return out to the 24. So this will be the Pioneers' third possession of the game. Forced to punt it each time they've had the ball. Let's see if the Invaders' defense can keep that going. As we get the crowd going. Little Queen in the background. If I can get my stats up, that would be nice. McCoy looking to roll out to his right, trying to throw the ball deep. Nowhere to go, has to take off running. Looking downfield, tipped and caught.
Oh.
Excellent concentration there by number 81, Spencer Bowen. Ball was tipped by the Invaders' defensive back, but unfortunately he tipped the ball up rather than able to knock it down. Gave the wide receiver a chance to make a play on it, and they are out all the way to the 47-yard line. Gain of about 23 on that. If you notice on that play, the Invaders are getting some pressure on McCoy, but his mobility allowed him to move around and make something happen. Brazel hit, taken down in the backfield. Loss of a yard on that play brings up 2nd and 11. Nice night for football tonight, Franco, I tell you.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
It's nice to have nice weather for a game for once.
We really have been haunted by bad weather here.
Last year we had a couple games that was rainy and cold. The first 2 games this year have been either rainy or rainy and windy. And now we've got some heat, and we got a breeze, and we got some good football going on. McCoy back to pass again. Tries to throw this one out. Short. Taken down by Jermaine Armstrong. So a gain of about 2. So that brings up 3rd and 9 for the Pioneers. We'll see if the Invaders defense can dial something up again on this 3rd down play, but that's the end of the first quarter. So after the first quarter, Fargo leads St. Paul 7-0 here in Fargo, North Dakota from Sid Cichy Stadium. It'd be a nice time for another quick read, Mr. Franco.
I'm working on it. Who do you want to do?
Pick one and I'll do it.
Fargo Spine.
Fargo Spine. Excuse me, I do have a bit of a cold this week.
Excuse
Fargo
us.
Spine and Rehabilitation with Dr. Mark Vane. It's is a natural health center that brings uplifting awareness to the surrounding community regarding health problems through personal and business relations, supporting health and wellness within all people from newborns to senior citizens, from office personnel to construction workers. That's Fargo Spine and Rehabilitation with Dr. Mark Vane. You have another short one we could do?
I don't. No, I'm not right now.
Okay.
We're busy.
I forgot to mention that Moorhead Massage and Wellness has Ayurvedic massage.
If you had a chance to follow us on social media, here's all of our social media.
Especially that YouTube one. Follow us on YouTube and you'll be able to catch all of the games this season. So 3rd and 9 for St. Paul to start the second quarter. Cleveland McCoy in the backfield looking to pass one more time. Pressure, gets hit as he throws, completed, breaks a tackle down the sidelines, gets taken out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Pass completed to Justin Miles. Invaders had some pressure on McCoy there. Unfortunately, he got out of trouble, got that pass off, completed to Miles, and then the tackle was unfortunately missed, and he ran down the sideline for a big gain, putting the St. Paul Pioneers inside the red zone. So for the first time tonight, the St. Paul Pioneers are threatening inside the 20-yard line of the Invaders. 1st and 10. McCoy fakes the handoff, nowhere to go, tries to run it this time, taken down in the backfield. Loss of about 6 on that play. Make that 7. They had it marked at the 18 originally. Back him up. Now they're going to say he's only down. Loss of about 4. So 2nd and 14 now. Nice pressure that time by the Invaders. I don't know if that was just simply a read option there, but Cleveland pulled it from the running back and tried to run it himself. Unfortunately, went backwards. McCoy and Brazel in the backfield. McCoy looking to throw again. Anthony Antonio putting some pressure on him. Throws over the middle. Passes caught. Nope, they say incomplete. That hit by Vinny Holmes, I believe.
Looked like Vinny to me, number 30.
Knocked that ball loose, and so he was not able to complete the catch. So that'll bring up 3rd and long once again for the St. Paul Pioneers. So the Invaders here trying to make sure they don't gain anything. Force them into attempt a field goal.
3rd down at the 22.
So 3rd and long for the Pioneers once again, as they are in Invaders territory for the first time tonight. Coy looking to pass one more time, throws out to the right, finds his receiver, caught, and that looks like another Pioneers 1st down. So that'll bring up 1st and goal for the Pioneers. After being held in check by the Fargo Invaders defense in the first half, they've got something cooking on this drive. So 13:20 remaining and counting here in the second quarter. As the coaching staff gets McCoy the play they want to run. So 2 backs in the backfield this time, Sims and Brazel, each flanking McCoy. McCoy looking to pass this ball out quickly, gets pressure, throws over the middle, finds a man in the back of the end zone. That's a touchdown. St. Paul Pioneers, number 82, Cyrus Elliott. So the score is now 7-6 Fargo. Extra point pending now. 12:47 to go in the second quarter. All that predicated on that third down play where they were able to get that pass out to Justin Miles, who made a man miss and got down the sideline, put him in scoring position. Hofferman out to kick, and it is good. So with 12:47 remaining in the second quarter, it is now 7-7 your score. And all I have to say about that touchdown is assuming my thing is done properly. Wear repair. Let me get my read. Wear repair. As I get some feedback from my computer. Wear Repair is Fargo's newest and fastest growing repair store. Wear Repair is family owned, and we care about your devices and want to make sure that you are satisfied as a customer. We understand that most customers are in a hurry, and we value your time. Bring in your device, and you will often get same-day service with the best service in town. At Wear Repair, we do computer repair and phone repair. However, we do so much more. We work on all kinds of devices and even work on home networks. We can even come to your home and service your device. And if you have a small business and need IT service, look no further. That's Wear Repair. So not the best of series for the Fargo Invaders defense there. So now we're tied at 7. We'll see if the Fargo Invaders offense can get something going again and see if they can get back ahead in this game. I see DeAndre Liggins getting stretched out there on the sideline. Hoping it's nothing that's gonna keep him out of the game. Hofferman set to kick this one off. Quan Priestley and Jordan Perkins back deep for the Invaders. Hofferman kicks this one. It's going to hit and roll. Taken by Kevin Irby at the 15-yard line. Reads his blocks, tries to get to the outside, out to the 30-yard line, out to the 35, and out of bounds at the 36.
Kick returned and fielded by Irby.
So that one kind of didn't get back to our return man. And as I see a St. Paul Pioneer player come running across the field and out on the other side, must have to go use the restroom. I'm just guessing. And I'm sure he's hustling because he doesn't want to be gone too long. Not that there's, you know, something major going on there, right? Just saying.
I would think not. So I've got my players back up.
Hey, look at you. You're like a real, like, broadcaster producer guy, aren't you?
Doing my work.
Doing things.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, follow us on Facebook.
There you go. Johnson hands the ball off to Brandon Jones, taken down in the backfield. Nowhere to go that time. Play easily read by the Pioneers. Fargo trying to run that kind of cross buck action. Didn't work there. Loss of about 3 on that play. So 2nd and 13 now.
You're good.
You're messing my stuff up there.
No, you're messing all my stuff
You're
up.
messing my stuff up. 2 backs in the backfield again, once again. Johnson rolling out. Looking for John Bonney, complete. Caught out at the 40-yard line. Gains about 6 on that play. Johnson had to scramble, get himself some extra time. Found John Bonney for a short gain on that play. Brings up 3rd and about 7. Or that's 7.
It's 7.
41 to the 40,
6.
47, 6 yards. So 3rd and 6. Fargo trying to convert here to keep this drive alive after just allowing the St. Paul Pioneers to tie this ball game up. C.T. Davis in the backfield with Johnson now. Johnson looking to pass, throws it out quickly. Nobody there. Kevin Irby was running a go pattern. So pass is incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down. So that'll send out Lausanne to here one more time for another punt.
He's been magic special teams this year. Let's see what he can do.
He will be punting into the wind. So the wind is going from south to north, out of the south.
That doesn't bother him.
I know it doesn't bother him.
He's-
I'm just
he's
stating it for reference.
Best kicker in the league, you know.
You know. What can you
Nothing
say?
phases him.
I know, right? Fargo Invaders punt team trying to get situated. As with most times we end up taking a timeout, it usually ends up having something to do with special teams. So the Fargo Invaders use their first timeout of the day with 11:01 remaining in the second quarter. Your score, Fargo 7, St. Paul 7 here in this NEFL matchup. Do we have a quick read or not?
Sure. You have that one handy?
Yes, I do. Let's see. Freedom Equity Group is leading the Living Benefits Crusade. Every year, 6 million people are diagnosed with a heart attack, stroke, or cancer. 70% of those people will not die, more than half go bankrupt in the process. Switch to a financial solution which ensures your family's quality of life. Learn more about the evolution of a Living Benefits Crusade by contacting Brent Lundgren at 701-238-8211. That's the Freedom Equity Group. So now we're ready for the Invaders to punt this one away. There's the snap and the kick. Get that one off. Another decent roll for the Invaders. And Quan Priestley will touch that one down at the 31-yard line.
Not the kick I was expecting.
No, there's little pressure on Lausanne there, so he had to hurry up and get it off. And didn't quite get enough on it. Once again, they're punting into that breeze. And so the Pioneers will have decent field position this time. So we'll see what the Fargo Invaders defense can do this time after last drive ended in a St. Paul Pioneers touchdown.
First down and 10 for the Pioneers.
Well, looks like they marked it at the 32. There also is a severe thunderstorm warning for Cass County, probably western Cass County. Clear skies over the field. McCoy looking to pass again. Throwing it deep. He's got a man caught. That is caught by Jante Sky. Out over midfield. Gain of about 20 on that play. Just over the outstretched arms of an Invader defender. Sky catches it, gives the Pioneers another first down. Pioneers really trying to get this passing game going against the Invaders. They come back with a run to Sims. Wrapped up in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Never went down, but wasn't going anywhere. So 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers at the Fargo Invaders yard line.
Just about 10 minutes left in the quarter.
Thank you. If you want to know the stats and scoring plays, you can go to the Northern Elite Football League webpage, northernelitefootball.com. McCoy looking to pass. Quick pass out this time out to the right. Hits his receiver. Gets close to a first down. They'll mark him just shy. Will bring up 3rd and short. Once again, that's Cyrus Elliott on the catch. Just a quick out pattern there. McCoy able to hit him. Get 3rd and short. Invaders trying to stiffen up here. So if you go to the northernelitefootball.com, you can click on the game of your choice and get the stats. And then in our case, our broadcast is embedded on that page as well. McCoy looking to pass this one out quick again. This time caught by number 10. That's Stacy Kalkorf. And that'll be enough for a St. Paul Pioneers first down at the 34-yard line. Pioneers trying to kind of push the tempo here on offense. Not really taking a lot of time to huddle up, just kind of getting back to the line of scrimmage as quickly as they can. First and 10 for them at about the 34-yard line. After that big play and the missed tackle, the Pioneers have found something that seems to be working for them. McCoy fakes the handoff, pressure up the middle. He scrambles, got a lot of room. Jeremy Gordon in pursuit. Pushes him out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
Marked out of bounds at the 25.
So that will be 2nd and 1 now. Gain of about 9 on that.
Brings up 2nd down and 1.
So once again, McCoy sensing that pressure, and once that pressure comes, he's forced to move around the pocket. This time he makes the right read and takes off running. Was able to outrun Jeremy Gordon to the sideline. Gain of about 9 on that play. 4 wide receiver set from McCoy, looking to throw this one out quickly. He's going to run it up the middle, take what he can get, slide down, get the first down. So another run by McCoy for another first down for the St. Paul Pioneers. So once again, the Pioneers moving down the field. Fargo Invaders shuffling out defensive linemen in and out here. Trips right this time on this first down play. Sims in the backfield. Whistle stops the play. False start on the offense. That'll back them up 5, making it 1st and 15 for the Pioneers. We check our stats here. McCoy is now 9 of 11 for 117 yards and 1 touchdown. He's also got 31 yards on the ground so far today. So McCoy has been the bulk of their offense, with Sims only getting 8 yards rushing and Brazel with right now is a -1. Unless our stats aren't up to date. I believe they are though. So 1st and 15, McCoy looking to pass. Throws it out, overthrows his intended receiver. That was number 82, Elliott, one more time. Pass is incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 15 for the Pioneers. Invaders trying to slow the momentum down that's clearly shifted over to the Pioneer sideline. Single back set one more time for the Pioneers. 4 wide receivers. McCoy wants to pass this one out quickly. Gets it out to Elliott again as he's taken down at the 20, inside the 20. Down about the 19-yard line, maybe the 18. So that'll bring up 3rd and manageable. So 3rd and about 5 now for the Pioneers. Really trying to work that quick passing game, not allowing the Invaders pass rush to really able to be a factor. Cleveland McCoy under pressure this time, scrambles, makes a guy miss, still on his feet, still running. He's got the first down. He gets pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. So another first down. McCoy making things happen on his own. When he doesn't have time, he's able to evade the pressure, step up in the pocket, and gain positive yards.
We're at the 6-minute mark in the quarter.
So that makes it first and goal, I believe. So they're 1st and goal at the 10. McCoy looks like he's obviously getting a little run down, having to run all the time, but it's moving the ball. Handoff this time to Sims. Finds a crease, breaks the tackle, gets out to the outside, touchdown St. Paul. No flags on that play. Sims follows his blocks, gets into the end zone, making it a 13-7 ball game in favor of the St. Paul Pioneers. So after Johnson had gotten into the end zone and got the Invaders a 7-0 lead, St. Paul struck back on back-to-back drives with touchdowns, making it 13-7. And Hafferman out to attempt the extra point. An unfortunate turn of events, I would say.
I would say so too.
Low snap, kick is up. And it still manages to knock it through. So your score with 5:37 remaining in the first half, St. Paul 14, Fargo 7.
We're going to do a new sponsor.
All right.
So those of you out there who have a business and want to get on this sponsor stuff, there's still time.
Plenty of time, plenty of games to go yet in this season.
So I don't have an official read for them, but we're going to do Skill Cuts. Skill Cuts is your place for all your needs, and here in Fargo, your haircutting needs. They are located at, let me find their address, 1700 32nd Avenue South, Unit 2 in Fargo, North Dakota.
Excellent job. Go there for all your haircuts and other things to make yourself look your best.
They do lots of custom design.
Yes, they do. So the Invaders set to return this kick. 5:37 to go in the first half, trailing now 14-7. Back-to-back touchdown drives by the St. Paul Pioneers. They've kind of gone from the trying to establish that running game to a quick passing game and allowing Cleveland McCoy to just make things happen on his own. And it's been working. So they lead now 14-7. And the Invaders trail for the first time today.
It'll be interesting to see how the second half turns out. The Invaders' defensive line definitely has the Pioneers' offensive line. We'll see how the second half looks, if that defensive line can finally get to the quarterback, as he tires out, too, from having to evade them.
Jermaine Armstrong, one of the upmen, takes this one, gets out to the 30-yard line, and taken down just outside the 30-yard line. Let's see where they mark him. I think they're going to mark him at about the 31-yard line. For this next possession for Javante Johnson and the Fargo Invaders offense. So 1st and 10, Invaders needing to get a sustained drive going, give their defense a chance to make some adjustments and try and slow down that St. Paul Pioneers offense, who have become pretty effective now with the scrambling ability of Cleveland McCoy. And I know last year when the Invaders played against a team like the Minneapolis Warriors, who had Arrington Scott last year, and then obviously the 2 games in St. Paul when Cleveland McCoy was available to play, because he did not play up here last year. The scrambling quarterback can be a problem. I mean, it's a problem for any team in the league. We've gotten two mobile quarterbacks this season, or in this game, excuse me. It's encroachment on the defense. That'll be 5 yards, so it will be 1st and 5.
I'm surprised the officials let that play go on, and man, Javante took a shot.
Yep. Was expecting the referee to blow that play dead, and Javante still had the ball and just decided to take a quick shot with it, but he took a shot after he took a shot. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I'm surprised they let that play go on.
I'm surprised you knew what I meant.
Sometimes I just agree with you, just
I
to
know,
move on with the conversation.
Just to make me be quiet.
That's right.
Quan Priestley into the game now, running back for the Invaders. Fakes the handoff to Priestley. Throws that pass out there, looking for Irby. Irby was kind of not at full speed there. Wanted to try and throw that one out to Kevin in a one-on-one matchup against the defender. But unfortunately, Johnson and Irby were not on the same page that play. So it brings up 2nd and 5 for the Invaders. So we'll try this once again. 2 wide receivers left, tight end on the right, along with Kevin Irby, who split wide right. Johnson hands it off to Priestley, tries to bounce to the outside, breaks the tackle, and then gang tackled by 3 different Pioneers. Loss on that play, nowhere to go that time. So loss on that play. They'll mark his forward progress down early. And it's going to be 3rd and 11 for the Invaders. Seems to be Nick Jackson's not happy with something out there. Four wide receiver set this time. Irby and Arnold to one side. Bonnie and Constant Jackson to the other. Fakes the handoff, steps up in the pocket, throws that ball out there, underthrown and intercepted by the St. Paul Pioneers by number 13, Denario Hill. Johnson under pressure there, tried to throw that one out there as best he could, didn't get enough on it. Throws it short and it's picked off, setting up the St. Paul Pioneers with good field position at the 41-yard line with 4:08 to go in the second quarter. Is that correct, 4:08?
Yes.
Why is the goalpost in the way for me today? I don't get that.
I don't know.
That must have shrunk or something. So the Fargo Invaders defense forced once again to try and make a play, get the momentum back for this team. So Cleveland McCoy out there along with Brazel in the backfield. Quick pitch and catch. Missed tackle once again by the Invaders. And number 12, DeJounte Sky, hurdles a man for another St. Paul Pioneers first down. It really looks to me, Franco, that they are simply doing a quick pass.
Yep.
Every chance they get.
Well, again, I think that the defensive line is really taking care of their offensive line, and so they just – and they can't run the ball on us, so they're just going to do these quick passes.
The Invaders' defense seems to be playing far enough off the receivers that they're able to catch it and make a play after catching it. Handoff this time to Brazel. Makes a man miss. Still going. One man to beat. Johnny Ware misses the tackle. Joey Eggert misses a tackle. Brazel's into the end zone for a St. Paul Pioneers touchdown. That brings the score 20-7. No flags on the way. Now there's a penalty flag, but I don't believe that's going to change the outcome. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Invaders.
And just when I say they have not been able to run on us.
That's 2 rushing touchdowns now for the St. Paul Pioneers. They got a 10-yard run there last drive. Now this drive, they get a big run by Brazel. And I believe that was that all the way out from the 44-yard line? So that gives the Pioneers a 20-7 lead. Everything going the Pioneers' way here in the second quarter. So personal foul, probably an unsportsmanlike conduct after the play. So that'll go against the Invaders on the kickoff. So Hafferman on to attempt the extra point. False start there on the offensive line of the Pioneers. So that'll back them up 5, make it a little more difficult to attempt this one. So 3:23 remaining in the second quarter. St. Paul's now out to a commanding 13-point lead right now. Everything has really gone their way in this second quarter.
It really has.
20 unanswered points by the Pioneers. Fargo's struggling to find some answers on defense here. There's a snap and the kick, and it's good. So that is 21-7 now your score. St. Paul leads Fargo here in Fargo, North Dakota with 3:23 remaining in the first half. The Invaders really need to get something going here before the half. Try and get back in this game. The way things have gone this quarter, it's not looking the best. Do we have a read or something you want me to do?
You know, I'm just gonna talk about Jumbo's food truck that's
all right.
That's hanging out here today. They've got Sloppy Joe hot dogs. I'm looking forward to go down at halftime and see what they have. You can find them anywhere here in Fargo. Go to their Facebook page, Jumbo's Food Truck. So Facebook at Jumbo's Food Truck, and they have a different schedule every day where they're located. So go and check them out.
Excellent. Looking forward to that. So 21-7 is your score. Herschel Brazel with a 44-yard touchdown run. A couple of missed tackles on the Invaders' defense there helped allow him to keep rumbling. And one thing you do not want to do is let these St. Paul Pioneers running backs get going.
No, not at all.
Currently, Isaiah Sims has 6 carries for 18 yards and a touchdown. McCoy's got 6 carries for 39 yards. And Herschel Brazel's got 2 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown. Kickoff, it's going to be let go out of the back of the end zone. So the Invaders will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Kind of in desperate need of just a positive possession this time. You cannot go 3 and out and give the ball back quickly.
Absolutely not. No, that's not something we want to do here. I'm not sure what the answer is. It doesn't seem like we've been able to really establish a run game. And so do you do what the Pioneers are doing and try to open up the underneath throwing game?
Mm-hmm. We have not had many of our receivers' names called. We've had Mike Arnold with 2 catches, Nick Jackson with a catch, and John Bonney with 1 catch for 7 yards. That's been it so far. 35 yards passing so far today is all for the Fargo Invaders. As the crowd tries to get the offense going. 2 backs in the backfield with Johnson. Fake the handoff. Overthrows Brandon Jones, trying to hit him out of the backfield. He was being shadowed there by number 91, Caleb Hulls. Tough kind of a play to run with Johnson getting pressure, trying to loft that ball over the defensive line and then trying to find Brandon Jones there. So that brings up 2nd and 10 for the Invaders. Clock stopped with 3:21. Would really like to see them get a couple first downs, if for anything else other than to give the defense a break and keep that clock moving. Draw play to C.T. Davis, nowhere to go that time, gets back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Invaders. Offense struggling right now. I do see some dark clouds to the north, Franco. Looks like we're on the just kind of on the edge of a front here. But we've got sunshine and blue skies over the field.
It's a little hazy.
Well, it's to the north. All right. So Johnson flanked by Davis and Jones in the backfield on this 3rd and 10. Time to throw this time. Try to get it to John Bonney on the slant. Well covered there by Tevis Wilson.
Brings up 4th down.
4th down now once again for the Invaders. Forced to send out the punt team.
You know, we might get a little wet here.
Yeah, just a little bit. So 2:32 remaining in the half. St. Paul with a chance to extend this lead on this next possession. As once again the Invaders punt team disorganized. Fortunately, it seems like that happens a lot with a lot of these semi-pro teams. You get guys playing on special teams that aren't normally out there, and then it's time to go and they're not ready. Tahir under pressure has to kick this one away, just kind of squibs it out of bounds, and that's going to roll out of bounds in Invader territory at the 37-yard line. So with 2:26 to go, enough pressure there to force Lazan to have to move and kick it, and now the Pioneers are in scoring position once again.
Absolutely. It just really seems like anything that could go wrong is going wrong for the Invaders right now.
Yep.
You know, like I was saying earlier in the game, Lazan is really airtight when it comes to special teams, and he has not had a good game.
Yeah.
That wasn't necessarily his fault, but and he made the most of what he could do with it.
Tried to kind of roll out to his right and get kind of a rugby-style kick and get that ball going down the field. Unfortunately, didn't go far enough. So now the St. Paul Pioneers start this drive with great field position once again. This time look like they're going to try and go deep on the pass play. Under pressure by Felton Somerville, and Jeremy Gordon runs out of bounds. Looks like he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Stops the clock, though. 2:13. I guess it's actually still going. That might bring us to the 2-minute warning.
No gain, second down.
As the coaching
Pioneer coach is wondering what's going on.
Yep.
It should be at 2 minutes.
Coaching staff wondering why the clock was running after he had ran out of bounds.
NFL rules, it starts again after they go out of bounds.
So as we get the clock adjusted and to the satisfaction of the St. Paul Pioneers coaching staff. So that should be the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Second quarter dominated by the St. Paul Pioneers, taking a 21-7 lead, along with the ball inside Invaders territory here at the end of the half. Anything that has gone wrong, could go wrong, has gone wrong in the second quarter. Follow us on social media. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/Fargo Invaders. On Twitter, we're at Fargo Invaders. And on YouTube, we are, I would assume, youtube.com/Fargo Invaders. So follow us there to keep all the updates on the Fargo Invaders and also see all of our broadcasts. Now all of a sudden, Pioneers are ready to roll here on this after this 2-minute warning. Or maybe they reset the clock, so we're actually on the other side of the 2-minute warning. So this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. McCoy, almost picked off by Vinny Holmes. Got his head turned around just in time to see that one knock it down. Incomplete. And now we are at the 2-minute warning, I believe. And it is quite dark to the north.
It is. We have a. Did you see that?
I kind of saw it on your phone. Yeah, it's we got a pretty good storm cell going to the north of Fargo, North Dakota.
A little northwest, and storm looks like it's coming a little southeast.
And it's a severe thunderstorm warning in the area. But we are on the south edge of Fargo, North Dakota, so we should be fine.
I just need to go down and get one of those hot dogs, and then I can stay up in the booth, watch the thunderstorm.
We got
good night.
We got to sit here and hear about you eating.
You're not going to hear me eating because I'll have my mic on mute.
Thank goodness, because it's a bit loud.
Yeah, no one wants that.
So, like I said, I keep saying it, it's kind of an unfortunate turn of events for the Invaders. All started with that one big play by Justin Miles, made the catch, and Josh Gatlin was unable to make the tackle. He took off down the sideline, got him into scoring position. McCoy got that touchdown pass. In the last 2 drives, they've been able to do what they've wanted to do, and they've scored 2 more touchdowns. So now 3rd and 10 for the Pioneers. McCoy looking to throw this one out to the left. That time, that time almost picked up by Josh Gatling. Landon Moline's getting a penalty flag for a late hit there, or a hit on a defenseless receiver. And that was on Justin Miles, I believe. He's a bit shaken up there. So that's going to be 15 yards, an automatic first down after a play that would have brought up 4th and 10 for the Pioneers. They're going to get an automatic first down off of this. So as I get an update on my watch, Storm Tracker says there is a severe thunderstorm north of Fargo. So once again, it appears that Justin Miles is a bit shaken up. Landon Moline, unfortunately, was unable to kind of pull up on that and kind of followed through with that hit with the shoulder to an unsuspecting Miles. And unfortunately for the Invaders, another mistake here in the second quarter. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Pioneers inside the 25. Looks like they're marking it at the 23-yard line. So another opportunity now for the St. Paul Pioneers, and this is not a team that you can give 2nd and 3rd opportunities to. So McCoy back in the shotgun once again, along with Isaiah Sims in the backfield. Looking to pass out to his left. There's some pressure. He's going to step up. He's got a lot of green grass in front of him. Derek Alexander there tries to make the tackle. Can't. Jermaine Armstrong tries to get to the tackle. Cannot do that either. And Cleveland McCoy into the end zone for another St. Paul Pioneers touchdown. So this second quarter continues on for the Fargo Invaders as it just continues to get worse. Now the score is now 27-7 St. Paul in a game that looked like it was going to be a defensive struggle, a good punt situation for the Invaders. Got them, a couple good plays, got them into the end zone to take a 7-0 lead, and then since then it's been all St. Paul Pioneers.
It really has. Really, it's
You're
not
speechless.
I am
Snap,
a
the
little
set,
speechless.
and the kick just over the outreach hands of DeAndre Gillens. That makes the score 28-7 St. Paul here in the second quarter. Anything that can go wrong has gone wrong in the second quarter. We've seen a couple guys look like they've gotten a little bit banged up on the sideline here, trying to shake off a few little bumps and bruises. And unfortunately, the Fargo Invaders offense has not been able to get anything going. And they are in a big hole right now. Go ahead and into halftime. So 28-7 is your score. There, it's updated. So the Invaders have 1 minute 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. Try and get something going. Fortunately, we don't want to have anything else bad happen in the second quarter. No turnovers and no bad punts. St. Paul taking advantage of every mistake the Invaders have made. A missed tackle on that first drive led to a touchdown. Bad punt led to good field position this last possession. And then the penalty gave him a first down, another shot at the end zone, and Cleveland McCoy takes advantage of it and runs it in himself. So here's the kick. High end over end kick. Taken by Quan Priest. He heads into the end zone and back out, trying to make something happen. Then the ball comes loose. Thankfully, an Invader is there right there, Johnny on the spot to pick that one up. It was recovered by number 54 for the Invaders, which is Martez Buchanan. So Tez in the right spot at the right time. Could have been a disaster multiple times on that play. Ball got touched outside of the end zone, and Priestley went into the end zone to recover it and try to return it. Then he got hit and fumbled it. Thankfully, the Invaders were able to jump on that one and recover it. So a minute 38 to go in the first half. Fargo trails 28-7. Trying to run this ball out from deep in their own end zone by Hayden Zenner. Breaks a tackle, gets out to almost the 25-yard line. Going to mark him short of a first down, I believe. And they will mark it as a first down, so a 10-yard run by Zenner. Nice run there, breaking tackles, getting something going. Trying to get a little momentum here before the half ends. Clock continuing to run. Handoff up the middle once again to Zenner. Makes one guy miss. Could not get past Desmond Stevenson there. Timeout taken by St. Paul. 1:03 remaining on 2nd and 10 for the Invaders. Maybe 10 and a half. As we wind down this first half. And for some reason our clock is running after a timeout.
That's the timeout clock.
Oh, really? I didn't know we had that.
I don't know why we use it, but
We've got a clock with a timeout.
it just confuses people.
It does really confuse
I'm
people.
so confused.
I see Landon Moline getting worked on that shoulder a little bit. Fargo Invaders defense, not its normal stout self today. And I think that really all comes down to Cleveland McCoy making things happen either through the passing game or the running game. And then when the Pioneers have got something going on the ground, they've been able to run it into the end zone. 3 rushing touchdowns today for them. So 1:03 remaining here in the second quarter as the Invaders get set to run another play. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Johnson fakes the handoff, steps up, tries to throw it out to Constant Jackson. Pass incomplete. Pass is broken up by Stevenson. Pass intended for Constance Jackson. So 3rd and 10, 58 seconds remaining in the half. Johnson thought he had Jackson out there. Threw it out to him. Coverage was right there.
Invaders bench was looking for a flag, but I don't think that there should have been.
No.
That was good coverage.
Johnson looking back to pass. This time pass thrown out to John Bonney. Caught down the sidelines and taken out of bounds at the 42-yard line and up for a Fargo Invaders first down.
There's a spark.
There's that man again, John Bonney. 40 seconds and counting.
He's out of bounds, right?
Yeah, usually they have to stop the clock
And
while
then they
they
can
reset
start
the
it.
change,
Yeah.
and then they restart it. So 48 seconds, 50 seconds now. I think they've reset it. Invaders trying to get something going right before half. They'll get the ball to start the second half. Johnson looking to throw, throws it out deep for Constant Jackson. Pass is incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. That'll stop the clock. So 45 seconds to go in the first half. Fargo back in St. Paul territory here. Fargo trying to find that spark. Looks like Landon Moline getting looked at by the training staff. Johnson steps up in the pocket, nowhere to go this time. Taken down, sacked in the backfield, loss of about 5. Clock stopped.
I'm guessing that's going to be an Invader timeout.
I would assume so. Although the clock is still running. Oh, timeout by St. Paul.
Oh, well, I'll reset that.
Mm-hmm. Should be at, I believe, 3rd and long now. 3rd and about 14. St. Paul wants to force the Invaders to punt. After last possession, they almost forced a block punt, but they got pressure on him, and he punted it out of bounds. So the second quarter that will never end for the Fargo Invaders.
I want a hot dog badly.
I know you do. You want a hot dog real bad.
I'm trying to check on the weather here.
It still looks like it's raining to the north of us.
It is.
Just
so if the
fine
game
here.
gets delayed, just stay with us. We will be back. There's just a front that's going to come through. Once that's through, we'll get back to game time.
Though we'd have to have lightning in the area, though, for that to...
Well, I'm assuming with a severe thunderstorm, there'd be lightning.
But it'd have to be near enough towards us to actually force a delay. So 3rd and 14 for the Invaders here. Jackson in motion. Johnson. Pitch, throws it out to Brandon Jones. Pitches it back to quarterback. Throws it out to John Bonney. Caught for a first down. Does not get a good spot. So now they finally motion that it is a first down. A little trickeration there by the Fargo Invaders. A quick pitch out to Brandon Jones, who in turn throws it back to Johnson, who then throws it out to John Bonney for the first down. Clock shows 28 seconds remaining in the half. As the Invaders are at 33, they're at the 33-yard line. It should be enough for a first down. Thoughts, Franco?
My thoughts are we better score.
That's a good thought. So the Invaders with a first down here late in the second quarter. Trying to make something happen as we go into the halftime. As we get the clock running on this timeout. So the clock shows 10 seconds and under, and that's just the time that
That's just a timeout.
Timeout thing.
So there's 28 seconds left on the clock.
I'll say this is the first time we've actually used that, I believe. So Johnson looking to make something happen right before the half. Steps up in the pocket, throws it out. Pass intended for John Bounty, tips it. Almost caught.
Johnson's pass incomplete. Brings up second down.
So 2nd and 10 for the Invaders at the 33-yard line. John Bounty almost with an incredible catch there. Tipped it up to himself, tried to make a play on it. Could not, unfortunately, do that. 22 seconds remaining in the half. Fargo Invaders with 1 timeout remaining. St. Paul with 1 timeout remaining. Invaders trying to basically get that pass out there deep, or at least get it to one of their playmakers.